Good day, everyone. My name is Kehinde. Today, we'll be talking about business communication skills and strategies. A business organization that doesn't communicate with its audience will die a natural death. For an organization to continue to be successful, you must engage in verbal communication with target audience. Verbal means something communicated in words and sounds. What then is verbal communication? Verbal communication consists of words used to communicate. Receivers attach meaning to the word and are able to decode the word. However, what means different things in different cultures. Verbal communication includes speech, sound, words, and language.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ibrahim Mustapha, and I'll be talking about the types of verbal communication we have. We have four types of verbal communication. One, we have interpersonal communication. This is a form of communication that is private and restricted to us. They are the silent conversation we have with ourselves, such as self-talk, thinking, reflection. Secondly, we have interpersonal communication. This is a form of communication that happens in a one-on-one communication between two people, such as discussion, conversation. Thirdly, we have small group communication. This is a form of communication that happens when there are more than two people involved, such as board meeting, team meeting, press conference. And lastly, we have public communication. This is a type of communication that takes place when one individual addresses a large gathering of people, such as campaign, public speaking, or presentation.
Hello everyone, my name is Micheal. I would like to discuss about non-verbal communication. So non-verbal communication is a powerful way to convey emotions and intention without the use of spoken word. It can 1. Convey emotions and entity. 2. Reinforce and contradict verbal messages. 3. Regulate interactions and relationships. 4. Influence other perceptions and behavior. Non-verbal cues can be subtle, overt, intentionally or unintentionally, and can vary across all cultures and contexts. Effective non-verbal communication can build relationships and facilitate understanding.
Josephine, and I'll be talking on types of non-verbal communication. There are different types of non-verbal communication, and these are facial expression, paralinguistic, body language, gesture, haptics, and many more. Under this, I will discuss very few of them with us. Facial expression. Facial expression is responsible for a huge proportion of non-verbal communication. This conveys a message even without word. Everything that goes within us expresses through our face, like sadness, happiness, anger, everything expressed through our face. Then gesture. Gesture is a deliberate movement of the body and signals that conveys a message without a word. Examples: waving, pointing, using of fingers for numerical amount. Then paralinguistic. Paralinguistic is a vocal communication that is separate from the actual language. These are the tone of the voice, loudness, and inflection.
Good morning. I'm Joseph Ayokunle. I just want to briefly discuss the importance of verbal communication, especially to our generation. Firstly, verbal communication helps us to inform other people of our need. What is our need? Anything we aspire to be, we can only have that through what? Verbal communication. And apart from that, verbal communication also imparts knowledge and new creativity. Verbal communication help us to clarify misunderstanding during our dialogue or during our discussion. When we impose verbal communication, it make it soft. So we need to understand ourselves and clarify misunderstanding with the help of verbal communication. And it provides missing information during our discussion.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Micheal Ayobami. I'm here to talk about non-verbal communication. But before I start, I would like to define what non-verbal communication is. Non-verbal communication is the transmission of message or information without the use of words. Example of non-verbal communication: number 1, facial expression; number 2, eyes contact; number 3, appearance; number 4, gesture; number 5, body language. I would like to divide this into two. Number 1, facial expression. Facial expression, this is considered as how much the information can be conveyed with smile or frown. Number 2, eyes contact. The eyes play an important role in non-verbal communication, such as blink of the eyes or staring.
My name is Adebajo, and I'm talking about listening communication. Listening communication is the art of paying attention to what the person is saying, or taking note that you can understand what the person is saying. And effective communication involves listening, because without listening communication, understanding cannot take place. In a business organization, listening skills is very critical input for productivity and for success. If an employee in an organization does not listen effectively on the job that is being given to the employee, The employee will miss out important information which will affect their work and their advancement. So listening skill is very critical in communication. Or a student in class who does not listen effectively to whatsoever thing the teacher is teaching at the moment. The student will have knowledge about what the teacher is teaching. They won't have knowledge about what the teacher is imparting into their life at that moment. But once the student is able to pay out attention, listen to whatever thing the teacher is saying, he will get full understanding about whatever thing the teacher is teaching at the moment. So in conclusion, listening communication helps to get full understanding.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Kehinde. I'm here to talk about listening process. There are 6 processes involved in listening process. 1, being mindful. This simply means that the listener consciously make up his mind to listen with conversation, attention, or be fully engaged at the moment. 2, physical reception of messages. Oral messages are received through hearing. 3, selecting and organizing materials. We cannot receive all messages, hence we select some and disregard others. 4, interpreting communication. 5, response. Listening becomes effective when we respond. Lastly, remembering, this is the final stage of listening process. We must be able to remember what we hear.
Good day, everyone. My name is Adepoyigi Oyewole. I'm to speak on listening skill. To get a better understanding of a message, we need listening skill. Such skill involve connectivities and rapt attention. Here are some of the listening skill tips for the listener. 1, quick, quiet while listening. 2, avoid distraction and interruption. 3, listen first and take note afterward. 4, look for the main tips and idea. 5, give feedback and ask questions when you are not clear. In conclusion, for a better understanding, all the above skills must be put in place.
My name is Shogbesan Victoria. I'm here to present a topic which says barriers of effective listening. As we are always planning to achieve listening in our conversation, so there are some certain barriers that can stop us from listening, and we must overcome them if we want to achieve effective listening. These are the barriers of effective listening: distraction, noise, length of time, prejudgments, lack of interest, too much familiarity, too much information, that is information overload, preoccupation. The last one is unwillingness to accommodate opposing view.
My name is Godfrey. Talking about forms of listening, we have various forms of listening. We have active listening, we have informative listening, and we have pleasure listening. When we talk about informative listening, these are the kind of listening in which the listener listens to gather information or knowledge. In a situation where we have a classroom and we have the lecturer, we have the student. The student will listen just to gather information and knowledge. Then we have active listening. Active listening, these are the kind of listening in which the listener show interest through verbal or non-verbal cue. For example, in a situation we have a church and the pastor is preaching or is saying something, and the members are nodding their head, or the members are saying yes, that's his pastor, that's it. That shows that the members are showing interest. They are the active listeners. So, and in question, when the pastor asks, is there any question, you see they will begin to ask questions, give feedback. So those are the forms of listening that we have.
My name is Efunkoya. I'll be talking about reading in communication. What is reading? Reading can be defined as the process of interpreting and understanding meaning. It also involves decoding of symbols to comprehend information and to commence information. Types of reading: we have scanning. Scanning can be defined as the process of looking for information in a text or document quickly. We have skimming. Skimming can be defined as the process of reading to understand the meaning of information. We have intensive. Intensive is being done in high level of reading in details in high level of information. We have extensive. Extensive is the process of reading generally or a high level of books.
Hi, my name is Olaniyan and I'll be talking about speaking in communication as part of the business communication skills and strategy. Speaking in communication as a skill helps in expressing ideas clearly and professionally to ensure better understanding and to provide strong relation in a business environment. Effective speaking helps in presenting information, resolving conflict and influencing others. The key strategy in speaking of communication involves knowing your audience, being clear and concise, using a respectful tone and language, and combining speaking and listening to interact more better in a business environment.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Obasoyin, as you know. I'm here to talk about written communication. Written communication is a is a conversant of message through a symbol, and written communication is also enlightened as a way of crafting a message across people in a writing way. Okay, we have the advantage of written communication. Written communication is sent across to an organization, regulating of means of formation across so many people. And we have another type of written communication. This is a means of crafting a message across crafting a message of a point to so many people in a written way to understand.
Advantages of written communication. There are many advantages of written communication that make it the most common and effective of them or business interaction. It is used across every organization, regardless of the environment, and can take many forms of email and installing manuals. Written communication also defines the brand by portraying them with their desired elements.
My name is Olawale. Today I would like to discuss about types of written communication. We have various types of written communication, but I would like to discuss about the main type, which are emails, letter, contracts, meeting agenda, and memos. Emails are usually used for various purposes, including personal, professional, and businesses. Letter are a form of written communication. They are usually used to convey thoughts, ideas, and messages to others. Contracts are legally binding agreements between two or more parties. Contracts can be written or verbal, but written contracts are generally preferred to avoid misunderstanding. Meeting agenda is a planned outline of a topic to be discussed during a meeting. For example, list to do. Memos is a document usually used for internal communication within an organization. Thank you.